Speaking of our wonderful guests who have some great creative ideas, how about this young lady in the middle here, the owner of Studio Intent, Chantel Barchard. What is Studio Intent?
Studio Intent is a ladies' clothing boutique that I founded 4 years ago, and I specialize in Canadian-made clothing. So along the lines of the Fashion Revolution Day and the campaign of Who Made Your Clothes, I can tell you who made the clothing in my boutique. It was inspired by a disconnection I was feeling in my own clothing purchases. I wanted to know who even makes my clothing, and then the clothing I was buying wasn't even lasting or of a quality that I felt good about. So it started me on this journey of finding all these amazing Canadian-made brands, and now I showcase those in my boutique. And I also work with customers on a one-on-one basis to basically help them find pieces that work for their lifestyle. So it's not about having a lot of clothing, and you don't necessarily have to spend a lot more. My prices are consistent with a lot of big brands, and you have stuff that works for you, you know where it comes from, and you're like shopping my closet. So we have a relationship. I can help you season to season add just what you need into your closet. So.
We challenged Tim, and we said, Tim, how are you making money here, pal? You know, you're trying to be conscious, environmentally conscious. You're trying to find all of those ways to be conscious, but at the same time, as a business owner, and yours has only been around for 4 years.
Right.
Here's a guy sitting beside you over 26 years. The bottom line is important to you as well too. So for you to make that bold statement and say, this is what we are all about, you probably realize there's going to be some hurdles to be faced.
Oh, for sure. It's a social enterprise in the fact that it's not just based on the bottom line, and I have a business background, so I use that to help manage the business and make sure that we're compensating our designers in a fair way. So over 50% of the purchase price of all our garments goes to the designer. And over the years we've been in business, I've purchased $400,000 from Canadian designers. So that's helping them with sustainable funds to make their collections season after season. And they're making their pieces in limited edition fashion, so they're not mass producing items. So.
And I think we did this for an event. You styled me, and so there's some pictures of what we tried on. I think what was really amazing about going to Studio Intent and finding out about local clothing is that it wasn't all gray and brown and earthy toned as I expected it to be. Do you find a lot of people come in and are surprised by that?
Yeah, there's some misconceptions about what sustainable clothing may be about. I think traditionally it might have been hemp, which would be, very, neutral colors, but now there's a lot of great fabrics out there. As more people buy it, it's available. It's just like organic food. So now you can get organic cottons, you can get prints that are made in sustainable ways, dyes that are low toxicity. So people are often surprised at what there is to offer. They might come to it for the style and then love the story behind it. So that's, I think, the piece that we offer, because I know you were surprised when you came in the store and you saw all the colors. So I love fashion myself as well. I just didn't like the story behind it. And then I really got excited when I saw there was a different story that could be told, and there's a very positive impact that can be made through our clothing purchases.
Yeah, and then go ahead, Alim.
I was just going to say, like, when people hear sustainable style, they usually think we're going to dress them up in potato sacks, and that's totally not the case.
And what's wrong with the potato sack?
Yeah, well, it could be. It's a
belt is great.
awesome.
We can bring it back. We can try.
Bring back the potato sack.
Yeah. But yeah, you make a great point too, and you're proving that that's not the case. There's a lot of amazing designers here in Canada as well too that we're being introduced to, and when they see a shop like yours, they're going, yeah, I got to get a hold of Chantel and show her my stuff. Yeah,
and I do get approached by a lot of designers. There's some that I've sought out, and then now I'm at a place where they're seeking me out. And I do visit them in their studios. I even visit their factories in Canada to really find.
Do you really?
I have, yeah. So I'm wearing Nicole Bridger.
Backwards.
As well, and then this is actually Alim's vest. So with Nicole Bridger, I've actually traveled to her factory in Vancouver. I've toured the factory floor. I've met her team. So it's very special to understand, again, there's people using their hands to make all your garments, and I think they should be paid a living wage, and they should work under safe conditions. So buying made in Canada is one option. I don't think you should necessarily boycott brands that are made elsewhere. I think you just need to ask those brands, where was my clothing made? And that way you can impress upon them that you're interested in having transparency and having a change. I mean, for a matter of a few extra cents per garment, the person making your clothing could be working under safe conditions and earning a fair wage.
Yeah, as you're saying, Chantel, consciousness. Tim, you agree with that as well. There
Absolutely.
should be that consciousness.
Absolutely, there has to be. We have to know the impact all the way down. We forget when we go to the grocery store, we go shopping or something, we just go and buy it without thinking what went into that, whether it's what's in the soil with our food, you know, all the chemicals that could be in the soil, same with the garments. And I think it's really important that we know right from the beginning, right to the end, when that garment or that food is done with, what the impact is.
What the story is.
Yeah.
Studio Intent is located?
I'm at the corner of First Street Southwest and Stephen Avenue, so in the heart of downtown Calgary, across from the Bay. So I'm very central, easy to locate, and we have a intimate space, so it's a relaxing shopping environment.
Women's and men's?
Just women's clothing.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Lee, we have to open up a shop here, buddy.
Done.
I'm telling you, man. Chantel, great having you here
Yeah,
as
thank
well
you.
this morning.
Both.